This evening, we're witnessing a historic event. ASME is pleased to present the first ever Kate Gleason Award. Created by the ASME Foundation, the Kate Gleason Award was established to recognize the contributions of women who have distinguished themselves as leaders in the engineering profession. As the first woman to be welcomed into ASME as a full member, Kate Gleason helped pave the way for other women to enter and thrive in the field of engineering. ASME seeks to honor the legacy of Kate Gleason and other women through its dedication to bridging the gender gap in engineering. The Kate Gleason Award seeks to honor an individual female engineer who is a highly successful entrepreneur in the field of engineering or someone who had a lifetime of achievement in the engineering profession. Before we introduce this year's recipient, let's learn more about Kate Gleason, an extraordinary engineer.
At the dawn of the 20th century, Kate Gleason was a pioneer who staked her claim as an engineer, a manufacturing executive, and the first woman member of ASME.
Has my work been made harder because I am a woman? No, I have no hard knocks to report. Engineers are a class so successful, so progressive, that they bear no grudges and feel no jealousies for any newcomers in their ranks, whether man or woman.
In 1884, Kate was the first woman admitted to Cornell's School of Engineering, and she eventually became an executive at her father's company, which designed and manufactured gears and gear planers.
In those early days, I was a freak. I talked of gears when a woman was not supposed to know what a gear was. It did me much good, for no matter how much men disapproved of me, they were at least interested in seeing me. One distinct advantage I had over the ordinary salesman.
Together with her father, William Gleason, and brothers James Emmett Gleason and Andrew Chase Gleason, she made the family business a spectacular success. Their gears were used all over the world. Henry Ford became a family friend and a Gleason customer. Gleason's gear planer was used to build the Panama Canal, cutting gears for the locks. Kate went on to become a manufacturer and marketer of trailers pulled by automobiles, just one of her many business ventures. In 1919, she began the construction of a housing development in East Rochester, New York, which she called Concrest. The houses were made of concrete. They cost just $4,000 and were located near the town's factories. Her knowledge of assembly lines and mass production allowed her to build efficiently, making the homes both affordable and profitable.
I am what the world calls a success. I have done what I set out to do, and much more. I want to go where people want me and work for them.
When she died at the age of 67, the Cornell Alumni News wrote, "Kate Gleason has been called eccentric. That must be because it is considered eccentric to know exactly what you want to do, and to do it without regard for the taboos of the weak, the apathetic, and the timid."
Now let's meet this year's recipient.
Ms. Yvonne See Brill has won the inaugural Kate Gleason Award for expanding the frontiers of space through innovations in rocket and jet propulsion, including the invention of the hydrazine resistor-jet engine used for geosynchronous and low Earth orbit communications satellites, and for having the foresight to champion the hybrid monopropellant rocket engine.
The most wonderful thing when one is honored in this way by receiving an honor like the Kate Gleason Award is it makes other women aware that one can achieve a lot.
Yvonne Brill is an expert at achieving a lot. She was recently awarded the National Medal of Technology and Innovation, the highest honor bestowed by the United States government on scientists, engineers, and inventors. President Obama praised the recipients in a White House ceremony.
And that's why we recognize them today. Because America's always been a place where good ideas can thrive and dreams can become real. Where innovation is encouraged And the greatest minds in the world are free to push the very limits of science and technology.
Brill's innovations dramatically improved the effectiveness of space propulsion systems.
My involvement in actually understanding what happened during the catalytic decomposition of hydrazine as a spacecraft propellant led me to realize that if we heated the exhaust products to a higher temperature, we could achieve a 35% increase in performance.
RCA implemented her discovery in 1983, and since then companies such as GE and Lockheed Martin have used it in their communications satellites. Not all of her bosses, though, expected such outstanding performance from a woman.
When I started at RCA in 1966, the head of the HR department was a fairly elderly gentleman, and he didn't really believe that a woman with 3 children could get to work on time. And not only did I get to work on time, I worked long hours during proposal phases because I was the only person there in propulsion. And he eventually apologized to me because I turned out to be his best recruiting agent.
Throughout her years of inventing and engineering, she remained excited about the work.
I was always very, very interested in the work I did. You know, when a satellite went up, even if you weren't at the launch, it was just great thinking that, you know, you could identify with a piece of hardware in the sky. It's just really gratifying to think that something like that turned out to be so useful.
Like Kate Gleason before her, she was driven to achievements that had previously been known only to men.
Kate Gleason was truly a pioneer, and she was the first woman to be allowed to be a member of the ASME. And her work, I mean, she just went about and did what she had to do. And I've always felt that way too. I think I have her spirit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Yvonne Brill.
The ASME Assembly and Denver have me breathless, so I'll just thank I'd like to acknowledge my nominator, Jill Tejan, who's here, and also the ASME for electing me to this honor.
Remember, I want you to stand right over here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. To commemorate the achievements of women engineers during this inaugural presentation of the Kate Gleason Award, I've asked Ms. Brill to remain with me on stage to recognize some important women in ASME history. Please join me in welcoming the first female president of ASME, Nancy Fitzroy, who served as Society President during the 1986-1987 term. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the second woman president of ASME, Susan Skemp, who served the 2002-2003 presidential term. I would also like to ask Karen Tholey, chair of the ASME Committee on Honors, to join us on this side of the stage. Perhaps you didn't realize it, but this is the first time in the history of the ASME Honors Assembly that 2 women are hosting this event. And finally, as a tribute to the contributions that women are making today to the engineering profession and to ASME, I would like to ask all the women in leadership roles and all the women engineers in the audience to please stand and be recognized. Thank you, Ms. Brill, Nancy, Sue, and Karen, and all the women who've been recognized tonight for your important contributions to our profession. The inspiration you've given other women to pursue leadership roles and professional opportunities in engineering. So we want to thank you. You're welcome.